In June 2015, Suleman, 39, was returning home at night with groceries from the supermarket for his family. He was killed on the street that day. The perpetrator's prized possession was food from the store and $60. It happened at night in Cincinnati under the highway overpass. Police said there were 3 perpetrators. One of them, Jovan, was only 14 years old. Suleman, a 39-year-old Navy veteran, was face down on the pavement but was still alive. He had less than $60 in his wallet. The video shows Jovan handing money to 2 other men. One of them was 17-year-old Valentino Pettis. The 3 perpetrators then left and took the groceries with them. Suleman died in the hospital surrounded by his family. His mother, Rukiye Abdul-Mutakallim, held her youngest child's hand until the last minute. Rukiye is a Muslim. According to her beliefs, a person's death is not goodbye to them. So she whispered to her son, "Until I see you again." 2 years after her son's death, Rukiye did something even veterans of the trials had never seen. She approached Jovan, who had confessed to being involved in her son's death, and hugged him and then his mother. She wanted them to know that she had forgiven her son's killer and would do everything possible to make Jovan better.
So we've got to stop this disease that is eating up our society, and it does not come from hate. It comes from love. You cannot cure it without it.
The case against Jovan and Valentino, who is 19, began in juvenile court, but they were both transferred to adult court. On the murder charge, both pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter. Jovan also pleaded guilty to robbery. Jovan's mother, Malika Boner, understands that her son must be punished for what he did. Malika now lives with her children just 2 miles from Rukiye's home. It is still unclear who fired the gun that night. That person has never been found. The surveillance cameras don't show who the shooter is.
They left him lying in the street in the gutter, bleeding to death with his brains spilled on the ground.
Another accomplice, Valentino, accuses Jovan. A witness in juvenile court said that after the shooting, Valentino blamed Jovan because he shot an innocent man. Jovan told police that a third, unidentified man was the shooter. Malika does not want the system to throw her child out of life. She fears that he will still be just a boy when he is released, without education, training, and treatment. Jovan has been sentenced to 20 years in jail, considering the 2 years he has already spent there. He would be out of jail at the age of 34. Valentino was sentenced to 14 years. There are still questions about Jovan's mental health. His mother, Malika, claims her son has been diagnosed with depression and psychosis. He has been hearing voices for the past few years. Malika hopes he can be treated in prison. Rukiye is focused on helping Jovan and Valentino. She believes they just haven't had a real chance in life.
His death was already ordained. Maybe the purpose is to save your life.
Rukiye is retired. She worked in the banking industry for many years. She has been a volunteer for the disaster response team since 2014. She recently went to Houston after Hurricane Harvey. She thinks of both teenagers and says they were born to a mother like her. Valentino refused to hug her in the courtroom. Rukiye fears he won't accept her help after his release and will choose to live on the streets again. With their mother's permission, she wants to be their advocate, to visit them regularly while they are in prison, to help them get an education, and to find a solution that will bring light into their future lives. She wants to show that she has forgiven them, despite the harm they have done to her family, and to make sure they have a chance to build their lives and succeed after their release.
It's not the penalty of death that you're facing. You're actually going to be facing life should you live through this and come back out. It would hurt my heart to the end if you came back to the same cesspool that you came out of, because you will see no light, and you need to see light.